Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do an Oracle and affirmations for today. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. Shout out to my dad. It is his 69th birthday. Go, Dad. Very excited for him. I think he's just working and then probably going home to take a nap. I'm not going to lie. But I'll talk to him later, hopefully. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, the Pinterest, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, but it all might resonate. It's affirmations. I just added Pinterest. I did that like 2 weeks ago to my little spiel. Just because I have it on my link tree. I think I pretty much always had it on my link tree, but I never set it. It's just fun. Like I go on there every once in a while and I just roll through and I pin stuff to my boards and stuff. I have a lot of boards. 20 boards, 24 boards, something like that. I used to love doing it. I used to do it all the time. I should probably get back to it because it's very it's like it reminds me of TikTok, like when you scroll through and watch videos, but it's a little more relaxing because you're just scrolling through and reposting stuff to your page like that you like. You know what I mean? So a little more relaxing maybe. We're gonna use the Lenormand deck, Reflet de Lune. Lenormand deck. I don't think I finished saying the word deck. By Celia Melville, first edition. I want to see if I can find this in like a hardcover deck. There's a website on here, celiamelville.com. I gotta look. It says 32 euros. All right. Let's do some shuffling and see what comes out. I'll probably do a Witchy Wednesday and an angel reading for today too. I'll post those a little bit later, probably after I have my breakfast. Okay, I literally just dumped like 5 billion cards on the floor. Yeah, well, whatever. Hey, baby. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's the one I was looking at before. I just realized there's letters on here. We got 6 on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. We got 7 with bottom of the deck. So these are just pictures. There's no words on here. It's interesting. Okay, well, you know how I feel about this, but there's some type of clover on here, so somebody might run into some luck today. Somebody might feel lucky today. I also, when I look at this, I always see a tree, and to me, that's growth. This bird taking flight, to me, that's movement. Somebody might... So take how it resonates for you guys. Every time I hear a reader say like, oh, you're moving, you could technically just be moving, right? Like you don't have to actually be moving, like leaving one home. Leaving one home and going to another. Pardon me. You could just be moving, like getting out and doing stuff, running errands. You could be like changing a job. You could be like letting go of friends and bringing in new friends. Movement. Pretty much anything can be movement, Me deciding to read a book that's been sitting on my shelf for, like 2 months, that's movement. Take how it resonates for you. Like when readers say movement, really try and think about how that pertains to you, because again, that doesn't mean that you're, moving from Illinois to Connecticut or from San Juan to Puerto Rico. Is San Juan in Puerto Rico? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Do you see what I'm saying? Like anything is movement. And it's okay for you to interpret things. When readers say things and they'll say like, "Oh no, I really think you're moving from one house to another." But if that doesn't resonate with you, but you know that you have experienced movement in some form or shape in your life recently, then that pertains to you. Do you know what I'm saying? I was talking about this last night on a reading because I mentioned how, and again, I'm not going to go into detail because it has to do with my family, and I try not to get too involved with that BS, but or with their BS, I should say. But my example yesterday was, and it would make sense for this as well, is a readers for like the last year or so have been saying, "Oh, somebody's going to go to court. You're going to go to court, and there's going to be a custody battle. Like somebody's going to fight over a child, blah, blah, blah." And I said in my reading yesterday that now resonates for me because my family is going through this situation where they're going to court and there's a child involved. Now, in my case, this child is actually an adult, but technically they're a child, if you know what I'm saying. So like now that storyline resonates with me. So when readers say movement, really think about what that means for you, because again, movement can pretty much be anything. Any type of movement is movement, you know like you deciding to get up and run a mile every day out of nowhere, that's movement. You deciding instead of eating a bowl of sugary cereal, you're going to eat 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and a protein shake for breakfast, that's movement. That's, you know what I mean? Like you're moving from one thing to another. That's movement. So always take what readers say with a grain of salt and really think about what those key words mean, because they don't necessarily mean what is, first thought of. Like really dig deep and think about words and their meaning. Okay? I just wanted to say that cuz I feel like we always get stuck on one thing. Like even me saying, "Oh, it looks like luck because it's clover." And to me this always resembles a tree, which means growth. Somebody else could look at this card and see something else, and it could pertain to them. Or somebody else could look at this card and see something else, and they could voice it in a reading, and I would be like, "Well, that doesn't resonate with me." But then another reader could say something else, and I'd be like, "Oh, that resonates with me." You got to take everything with a grain of salt, and you got to think about things pertaining to your own situation, your own life circumstances. Because sometimes if you don't think about it, like there's those hidden messages in there that you miss because you don't really think about what it is, what it could be. Like you're not thinking outside of the box enough, basically, is what I'm saying. Again, take how it resonates. Baby, you can't come up here. I'm finishing the reading. So this card, it almost, to me, there's flowers in the background. There's like a half moon, whatever, a spherical moon, whatever you want to call it. Bubbles? Bubbles. No. He's going to chase after Mrs. Pickles. And it looks like water to me. Okay. Water to me, again, it can be movement. It can be transformation. I feel like with the moon there, I feel like with the flowers that are growing and the water is there. Like to me, this whole card symbolizes transformation. Again, take how it resonates. If you look at it and you see something else, more power to you, right? Leave it in the comments too. I would love to hear. I would love to hear people's interpretations of the cards. I would love that. Because everybody has a different thought process. Everybody has a different mindset, Letter, that's kind of self-explanatory. You might be writing a letter, receiving a letter. I got I got a letter on Monday just from like the bank saying like, "Oh, our policies changed," or whatever. And then I got a check for my tax reimbursement, one of my tax reimbursements. And then yesterday I got a letter from my bank, and I was like, "Oh God, what do they want now?" Like I was like, "What do they want now?" And again, it was like a policy change thing or something like that. And I was like, so I've been getting letters up the yin yang. All right, so there's a couple things going on here. There's some flame, some smoke. There's a chest here. There's a moon. There's dark woods over here. When I first saw this card fall out, the only thing that really stuck with me is something hidden. Like something might be hidden either from you or you're hiding something from someone. And I'm not gonna lie, with the woods and the moon and the flame and the fire, it could be something having to do with some magic. Okay, like performing magic. The dark arts, possibly. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of funny because this card to me like is light and dark. It's almost like a battle, and there's a ring here. Looks like an actual ring with like a diamond in it. It almost gives off vibes of someone having to choose, like between a light path or a dark path. And with the ring, it symbolizes like a union, a marriage, right? Like someone deciding, and I know this is going to sound kind of biblical, but like someone deciding, okay, am I going to be good or am I going to be evil? And I need to stick with whatever I choose. Like whatever I choose, that's it for me. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting off of that. And this could just mean like today, like you're going to get confronted with a choice you're going to have to make, and one is like a good choice and one is kind of like an if I do that, I don't know, like if that's going to be good, or it just kind of gives off the vibe of like having to make a decision, having to make a choice. And then we got bottom of the deck. Obviously, it's a house. And I've said before, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like this is a house, a home, or lack thereof. Take how it resonates. But it's kind of funny because I don't think I ever really paid attention to this before. It's like the plume from the stack there on the house, and it creates like this bubble, this when I'm looking at this, whoever's house this is, whoever's home this is protected. This is protected. And I've said before, and take how it resonates, but I've said before, you're your home. You're always your home. Wherever you are, that's your home. I say that all the time. I've said that all the time. I've said that since the beginning when I first started my Instagram page, like 2018, 17, 19, I can't remember, 2020 when I started my Instagram page. You are your home. Your home is wherever you are. Someone's protected. I just heard peace, shalom. Take how it resonates. All right. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day or evening wherever you are. Ooh, it's starting to get light out. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.